This is Foghorn with another installment of Flight School Academics for this, the 8th of June, 2954, or 2024 if you are stuck in the past. This presentation is part of an ongoing series of academics for the members of the Aurora Republic, the premier role-playing organization and Star Citizen. If you're new to the Aurora Republic or visiting for the first time, let me start by saying welcome. Glad to have you with us. Love to hear from you. If you're interested in hearing more from us, we're a lawful good organization focused on role-play exploration and social interaction. Are currently active in recruiting on Spectrum and Gilded. Continuing our mining school for from last week, which we went over all the basics on how to do mining in Star Citizen. Then we're going to go through mining 102, which is how to do Quantanium specifically, one of sort of the specialty minings. And then next week we'll be doing gemstone mining, which is pretty much all hand and rock DS mining. How that works. Hello, Daily, and hello, Drake in the chat. Awesome. Okay, so quick overview. We're going to go over the characteristics of Quantanium mining and all the little different specifics and how they differ slightly, and then of course any notes, techniques, tactics, and procedures associated with Quantanium mining. Okay, so here are the need to knows. Basically, Quantanium is very, very rare in the Stanton system and in the universe at the moment, in the verse. Everywhere is between 1.8 to 2.4% distribution. So the largest concentrations are on, as far as down on planetary bodies or on the moons, Ariel, Itag, Magda around Hurston, and Cellin around Crusader. And then you can see they're out in the various asteroid clusters and asteroid belts. The higher concentrations are there in green, with the highest concentration being at Mike L2 Alpha, which is also where my plan is to go for this evening, is to go do asteroid mining out in Mike L2 Alpha cluster. There's 3 clusters out at Mike L2 Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, and Long Forest Station is at Mike L2 Charlie. So that's I'm planning on basing out of Mike L2 for tonight's activities. As far as where the best places to refine, you'll notice that for Quantanium, Hurston L1 and L2, Arc L1 and L2 are the refinery locations that are the best. Mike L2 is in 3rd place, with and none of the others give a bonus for Quantanium. So those are only 5 of the 5 of all the refineries that are that have bonuses for Quantanium. Obviously, I'm going to use Mike L2, even though it's not the best bonus. It has a little bit of a bonus, but it also has a pretty decent bonus for any of the other top tier materials that we might find while we're out there. So that's where I'm. So Mike L2 Alpha for the location to mine, and then Long Forest Station is where I'm planning on hidden refineries for tonight. Now, Quantanium, the difficulty of an asteroid is dependent upon what materials are in it. They basically, the inert materials just have a base level of instability, resistance, and density, and explosion potential and all that sort of stuff. And then it is modified by what is in it plus multiplied by the percentage of the good stuff that's in it. And those are all basically added together, and that comes up to what the sum total for all of those density, instability, resistance, all of those characteristics of the asteroid or rock deposit that you're trying to break. Quantanium is the most difficult stuff to mine, as you can see here, because it has the highest multiplication factors for both density, instability, and resistance. So it's the densest, it's the most unstable, and the highest resistance multipliers of all of the different tradable commodities, mineable commodities that you can mine out there. And just to make it even better, it has the 3rd highest explosion multiplier right behind Terranite and Laranite. So with a explosion multiplier by 45. So cooking these things off is never a good idea. And it's even a worse idea when it's full of Quantanium, Terranite, and Laranite. Because they are if you overcharge them into being a bomb, they are even more bomb-like. So be warned. Forewarned is forearmed. All right, so some notes to remember about Quantanium mining. And this entire presentation isn't very long. So, because the Quantanium has a timer to it that starts as a 15-minute timer, that basically starts on the first pickup of the first piece of Quantanium. If you're starting with an empty prospector or mole, that means that you need to crack everything down to its smallest part before you start extraction. So if you do come up to an asteroid or a deposit that you find out on a planet surface or planetary surface that has Quantanium in it, then that means go ahead and break it, look at all of the broken down smaller pieces. If any of them are still glowing yellow, you need to break that one down again before you ever even start thinking about hoovering anything up with the extraction mode. And that reason is because the very, very first piece of Quantanium that you hoover back up starts that 15-minute timer. So you're going to burn up some of that 15-minute timer, hoovering up all of the other pieces of Quantanium in that rock until you're full. And then you're going to need to DD-mow out of there and get to the refinery and get that off your ship. You got 15 minutes to do it. At timer expiration, then the Quantanium will explode inside your ship and destroy it, and you with it. So that's bad news. You can jettison the load at the last minute if you want to prevent that explosion, which obviously you lose the load, but you save the ship. And you can see over here on this picture on the right, the snapshot of the overhead console of the prospector. You can see where you have that jettison indicator and button over on the over in the lower right corner of the overhead panel. So it's not really like low in the cockpit, it's above your head, but when you're looking up at that panel, it's in the lower right corner. And it's its own little separate panel with a button and a light that'll blink at you. In the last, I think 5 minutes of that 15-minute timer, it'll start giving you a beep, and you'll get a yellow light on the next to the jettison button. And then I think the last minute of the timer, you'll start getting a double rate beep, and it's red, telling you that you're in that last 60 seconds before the boom. So that's really pretty much the whole bit about Quantanium mining. It's not different. Obviously, everything we learned last week about mining basics apply, but those little nuanced differences about mining Quantanium versus mining just all of the other stuff. All right. That wraps up this installment of Academics with Foghorn. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you have any questions I didn't answer, please feel free to contact me via email, the Gilded Spectrum, or of course the comments section below. If you're watching this later, around to the best of my ability as soon as I see it, please hit those follow and subscribe buttons as appropriate. Comment your comments in the comments. If you're interested in finding out more information about the Aurora Republic, you can look at our bespoke website, aurorarepublic.space, or of course on Spectrum at robertspaceindustries.com/org/Aurora Rep. See you next time. Foghorn signing off, wishing you a very pleasant remainder of your afternoon, morning, and or evening. And I thank you so very much for watching.